I'm Pablo, and we are going to see during the workshop, we are going to speak about the modern site building project, and we are going to see what is this about, but I hope you already know something about it. And specifically, we are going to talk about fragments that are part of this project, okay? So, first of all, I hope you already have these requirements for the workshop. That is having Liferay 7.1 installed and running. We also will need a Node.js 8 or later, and npm 6 or later. And if you can install Geoman, that would be great too. But otherwise, we'll check it afterwards. Okay. Does anyone needs a library portal, or you already have it? Okay. Marcos will go with this USB, so you can just copy and run it. Okay. Also, if you want, you can just go to liferay.com and download Library Portal Community Edition from there. Everything we are going to see is included in Community Edition and Enterprise Edition from 7.1. Okay? And if you want to use the GA2 that was published 2 days ago, you can use it if you want. Okay. I'm going to continue with the presentation. When we reach the point we need library portal running, I'll wait if you need it. Okay, so no worries. I think there's he needs also. Okay, so I told you we were going to do this workshop about modern site building, but first of all, I want to explain you what modern site building is. Okay, um, modern site building is a project we did inside library in order to improve how sites are built with library portal. Okay, a modern site building is not a section inside the inside portal. It's not a feature. It's just a project we started and allow that to include many other features. Okay, one of them is fragments. Okay, but there is much more inside modern site building. There are navigation menus, there are page templates, there are display pages, and if you went to Jürgen and Pavel's presentation yesterday, you may saw that there are these other features. Okay, we are going to focus in fragments. Okay, because modern site building is a project. What we did is to define different roles that we saw that are present while creating a web page, not only with library, but any web page. And these three roles we identified were the designer, who is the person that designs the web page, the marketer, that is the person that creates the content that is going to be presented to the final users, and the web developers, that are us. Okay? Well, I didn't ask who is a front-end developer in here. I am a front-end developer. That's 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's fine. I'm sorry. I am a front-end developer too, so a pitch. Okay. uh, Even if you are a front-end developer or not, we are going to see that creating fragments with front-end developer tools is quite easy. Okay, it's just writing standard HTML, standard CSS, and standard JavaScript. Okay. And for this purpose, what we are going to create are fragments. But first of all, I want to explain what a fragment is. Okay? Fragments is a concept that we identified inside modern site building that is a visual part of a web page. Okay, so in here we have a screenshot of library portal, and I want to say this is only for showing you what the concept of fragment is. I don't know if this is implemented with fragments because I didn't mail library.com. Okay, and these different parts are parts of the interface that we identified, and they are isolated from the rest of the page. And when I say isolated, I don't mean that their code doesn't interact with the rest of the page. I just mean that they compound a solid part of a web page. And this is what we call fragments. So for doing these parts that we are going to combine, we are going to write this code, and then a marketer will use them to create the final result. Okay? And why we are not using widgets for this? Because widgets, which are called portlets in all their library versions, are almost the same. So, I mean, there are isolated parts that we can combine to create web pages. The main difference between a fragment and a widget is that a fragment is synced to be used to create a content page, to be used to be used by a marketer to create a web page, and a widget has a much or can have a much more complex behavior. Okay, with fragments we want to keep it simple. We want to just write HTML code, and we want to just use front-end tools. Okay, and because we are using fragments to create content pages, we also can provide some advanced tools for the marketers when they are using them. Okay, these tools are, for example, inline edition. Marketers can use fragments and can modify their content while creating a web page. They don't have to go to a configuration file. They don't have to change fragment configuration. They just can use the fragment, modify its content, and show the result. Okay, we'll see how this works after a minute. Okay, we also have a live preview while creating a fragment. We can see the result of the code we are writing, and also they are easy to create. Okay, this is sound a little silly, but the main difference between a fragment and a widget is that the code we have to write for a fragment is tiny. I mean, we just write the content of the fragment and there it is. We don't need a Java wrapper. We don't need a loader. We don't need to create a LPKG. We don't need to create anything that goes farther than having a zip with our content. Okay. So first, we are going to see where are fragments inside Library Portal. Okay. For this purpose, I'm going to show you. This is not. Give me a second. Esto no es. Here. Okay. 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 Here I have my Library Portal instance in here, and I can see that in the product menu, can you see? Okay. In the product menu, we've got two sections that we are going to use during this workshop. Okay. The first of them is the page section of. I had this open before and now I don't have a section. Okay. The first section is the pages. Okay. Here, we can create the widget pages that are the classic pages that we could create in Library Portal, but also we can manage content pages that are pages creating using fragments. Okay, we'll see later how they are created, but just I want you to know that they are in here. Everything, every place where we can use fragments is in this section. And the other section is page fragments. That is the fragment administration. Okay, when we create fragments, then we will put them in here and we'll see their code, their preview, and everything. For now, it's empty, but then we will create some content. Okay. Back to the presentation. And for creating fragments, we also need an editor. Okay. So what we create was a live editing tool that allows us to write the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code. And it's quite similar to CodePen or GSBin. Does anyone knows this tool? Does anyone knows CodePen, for example? Okay, not much. For those who doesn't, CodePen is a website where people can create and share small snippets of code that includes this HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and it's intended to create just a small demonstration or experiment and share it with other people. And we thought that because we are keeping fragments simple, we wanted to go the same way, to just create a small editor that allows us to write only the code we need for the fragment. Okay, but after all, we saw that maybe this wasn't the right tool for this, because when we are creating fragments, we are not only doing demonstration, we are working with them. We are creating final web pages. And finally, me as a front-end developer, and probably you as developers or front-end developers, or whatever you do with your life, you like using your own tools because you have your own configuration, you have your own rules, you have your own way to understand. And we in Liferay, we don't want you to force you to create a fragment in a single way. We know that you just want to use your own editor. You already have your tools. You already have your way of doing things. And because of that, for this workshop, what we've created are some extra terminal tools that will allow you to create fragments by using your own computer. You don't need to go to the online editor and wait your code here and expect it to work or not. You can create fragments using your editor and then import them to Liferay portal and see the result. And that's all, okay? And for this purpose, what we are using is a tool that is being used not only in Liferay, but in many other projects, that is Geoman, okay? We are going to create a new project using Geoman. We are going to create some fragments. We are going to see their content, and then we'll see the result when we are importing them to Liferay portal. So at this point, does everyone have Liferay portal running? If anyone doesn't, please tell me. This is important now. And also, does everyone have Node.js 8 or later? If no, please, hands up. Okay, Marcos will help you. We got in the USB drives, we got both Portal, Node.js, everything you need, okay? So if you don't have it, just tell me. And also you need NPM and Geoman. Okay. What do you need? Sorry? Geoman. Okay. I'm gonna go, if everyone has Node.js and NPM, I'm gonna go to my terminal. Okay, now I'll be jumping between my actual code and the presentation. Okay, you just can follow me. You don't need the slides. I'm going to my terminal, and in order to install Geoman, I'm going to write npm install dash global io. Okay, this installs a Geoman library. For those who doesn't know, Geoman is a CLI tool that allows us to create what they call generators. Okay, they are pieces of code intended to create new projects. What they do is just create a scaffolding, which we can use to start a new project, so we don't have to write all the configuration files and all the initialization files. Okay. Please install it. I'm not going to do it because I already have Geoman installed, okay? And then what you have to do afterwards is install our generator. And for that, I'm going to write npm install dash global, and it's called generator library fragments. I'm going to install this one. And wait. And what this will install is a generator that allows us to start with the project we are going to create during the workshop, okay? Please be sure that you are installing the latest version that for now is the 0.20, okay? Because we fixed like 2 days ago a couple of issues we have, especially with Windows. So, but this should be working on Windows too. Does everyone have, okay? Do you want me to go? This is the command to install Geoman. This is the command to install Geoman. I'm gonna put the slide, okay? With this command, you can install both Geoman and the generator, okay? You can run it separately or just, okay? Is it okay? Okay, does anyone have any problem or you fine? Okay, so. Okay, I'll go slower. Okay, if I go fast, please stop me, raise your hand, shout me, whatever. Okay, I want you to do. I want us to do this together. Okay, so we all understand what we are working with. Yes. Okay. Okay. No hurry. Just go on. I can sing something if you want, but I'm not a good singer. So. I'm gonna get up. Okay. Ay. Does anyone need help? Are you fine? All? Okay. Tell me, how are you? Ah, you already created a project. Please wait, because we are going to read this part afterwards. Okay, okay. There's some commands and stuff, but with that part you're fine. Okay. Thank you. Update the Yama npm upgrade and the name of the package. If you already have installed Geoman and you want to upgrade it to the latest version because we need Geoman version 2 or later, you can write this command. This is just if you already have Geoman installed, okay? If you have just installed Geoman, you don't need it. You can write npm upgrade minus g, I think. I think it's that's global and you. I'm gonna run it just to be sure. Yeah, yeah. With this command, you can upgrade Geoman. Or if you want, you can just uninstall and install again. Anyone with problems? Are you fine? Do you need something? Can I go on? Okay, I'm going a step further. If you need me, just say it, please. Okay, once we have this generator installed, what we are going to do is I'm gonna leave it here. Okay. What we are going to do is create this new project by using the generator we just installed. And for this, we are writing EO, that is for invoking Geoma. And we are going to use the Liferay Fragments generator, that is the one we installed in here. Okay? We press enter, and then a nice command line will appear, and I'm keeping the default name, but you can write any project name you want, okay? It will create a subdirectory with all the project. I'm gonna keep this name, and when it say if we want to add sample content, if we say yes, it will just create an empty fragment, okay? I'm gonna say yes, and go on. And this will create a directory with all these files. And because I say that I wanted sample content, it also creates a collection and a fragment in here. Okay, I will go through the code right now. Okay, in here, in my workshop directory, I've got this project. This is because of the name I chose for the project. You write any other name, you'll have a directory with that name. Okay, I'm gonna open it. Okay, and while you go on creating the project and stuff, I'll go through the whole project. Okay, in here, will I go back to the slide just to be sure that I'm not missing any part? Okay, here it is. Once. Here you have. You mean this? You're welcome. Okay, does everyone have the project created? Okay, sometimes it can take longer, especially if you're using Windows because it install a lot of dependencies. Okay, they are telling me to slow down. Sorry. Okay, no problem. I'm having fun here, so yeah, yes. I'm gonna show you while you install everything. Okay, this is not part of the work, so it's me just having fun. I'm gonna show you the old live editor we have inside Library Portal and show you why we are trying to go to another to have another approach. Okay, because we publish in 7.1 that you can use if you prefer. I mean, we are not forcing you to use this way of coding. Is this thing. Okay, I'm creating an empty fragment just to show you. Yes, this is my first collection. And in here, in here it is. I'm create my first kitty because I like cats too because I am a front-end developer. I know if it's related, but it is from it. And this is the editor that is already published with Library Portal, okay? And in here, if I write any code, those who haven't generated the projects, go on, eh? Okay, ignore me completely, please. This is the code for HTML, so if I mean, right, I don't know, I do like cats, and I'm gonna write an H2. Hello, you see that this preview is being automatically updated. Okay, this is really nice because I'm writing my code and I actually seeing here the result of the code I'm writing, and this contains a library size CSS, JavaScript, and everything. So if I use in here, I don't know, if I write a button, for example, with a Bootstrap class, because I know that Bootstrap is included in my site, I can create a button. And this is not a standard HTML button. It has Bootstrap styles. And I also can add the button primary class. And here we have. And this is really cool because we are writing just our code. And here is the fragment we can use. There's no further step. This is all. But the problem is that these editors are quite limited. And what if I want to use some plugin I have in my editor to write HTML? We could include it. They are really good editors and they are really good online editors. But we had to do so, to make so much effort to make the code editor comfortable for everyone that we decide, okay, it's much easier to just let them import them to Library Portal and they'll use the editor they prefer. Because if not, there will be anyone using, okay, I want to use Beam or Emacs or IntelliJ or Jedit or some random crazy editor I create because I like to. Okay, so I really think creating fragments outside Portal is a better approach. But okay, I hope you tell me if you think so and if you don't think so. Because if you don't think so, maybe we are doing this effort for nothing. But yeah. How are we? Okay, I see some people creating the project. Marcos, can I go on a little bit or? Okay, wait. The thing is, I want to do it slowly, so we all see the same thing. But I'm really excited to show you everything. So yeah, it's some contradiction in here. Yeah. Do you want me to smile or? Aye. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna play something here. Yeah. This is my from. Huh? Yeah. I'm gonna do live coding while you do everything. Yeah. Auto. Padding. I am. Just to be sure, please everyone, you don't have or you don't need to copy this, okay? You can ignore me. I'm just live coding, so you see that this is normal CSS, okay? You don't have to do it. Or you can, if you want, you can go for this editor and explore how it works. And ask me anything if you need it. I'm gonna set the background to white. I'm gonna put some borders. I don't know. You know, I do like writing I normally write. I used to write 2 pixels in here because I don't like to have these extra round corners. But then Google came and said this is cool. So now or even 16. Yeah, yeah, extra round. The first time I saw them, I found them not ugly, but so. But now I kind of like them because I'm an Android user. So yeah, if you use iPhone, you can just kill me or something. Uh, so this padding is fine. 1.5. And I'm gonna set a max width or 8 characters. 60. Sakar is not. I want it to be this thing. This thing, I like it. And I'm gonna put an extra big shadow in here. It is. I'm writing this code, but Marcos here with me is much better than me writing just CSS. He's crazy. I mean, you'll be crazy to see the things he did. At the end of the workshop, we'll show you some fragments he create, and they're awesome. They're so beautiful. I love them. Here we have a card. This is a fragment, and it's beautiful. And I don't know. I don't want it to be A2, and it's a paragraph. Okay. And I'm gonna write. This is some random code I am writing because I like live coding. So people, 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 no, people see how bad I am at coding. Yeah. I I'm gonna do it a real booster card. I think this is card content. I don't remember the booster classes, but there's some card content in here. I think. Do you know it? No worries. Does anyone knows Bootstrap or so? Does anyone know Bootstrap classes by hand because it's a crazy person? So like Marcos. Marcos, no. Do you know the CSS for a class element? For sorry, I said class. A card element. The CSS classes we don't they have it? Ah, I think there was. No, I do know. Now I don't know if it's Bootstrap or Clay. It's card. No, but I mean, yeah, yeah. I know this is card. I mean the content. There's a card header or card content or card button or something. Body. That it is. So, if I may, I think I can remove this. This is gonna go crazy. Yeah, we got a card. Okay, I'm gonna just leave some CSS because we do have this, but we don't need I think the padding. No, we do need the padding. No, but this is because we don't have the card. You know what? I'm gonna look for it because I don't know. Get bootstrap.com. Yes, but that is not because fragments are like super special. So it's because we are writing. I am writing this code inside the default library site, and I know that there's Bootstrap CSS included in that site. And because my fragment is used inside that site, I can use those classes. So if you create a custom site and you add your own CSS to the site, not to the fragment, you can use those classes inside the fragment. Okay, we'll see that later, but that's the idea. So you combine inside the site. Yeah. For now, there's nothing. For now, nothing. We check that the syntax is valid. I mean, we pass it by a syntax checker, and if it has invalid syntax. We don't allow you to publish the fragment, so you don't break anything. But for now, there is no any pre-process because on 7.1, what we try is just to let you write the raw HTML, and then we thought, okay, we'll see what are their needs, because we didn't want to go too fast, so we create extra tools that maybe weren't going to be used and that stuff. But the good part of creating a project outside Liferay is that if you want to use, I don't know, Sass or Post CSS, you can just write the code, then generate the CSS and import to Liferay portal, and that works. Well, we'll see that part too. That is not prepared to, so sorry, but you can do it inside the project. Okay, my idea is after this workshop and the one we had in the symposium to doing some recap of the needs we have for creating fragments and define some workflow to make it easier. Because you'll see during the workshop that currently creating the fragment, importing them, seeing the preview is, well, not hard, but it's a little heavy to do if you are doing this continuously. So the idea is to do it much lighter. So we have, I don't know, a live preview or a automatic building process on that. Yeah. You can. You can. Because you know the thing I told you about the CSS, that it is being inherited. It happens the same thing with the, I'm gonna show you. It happens the same thing with the JavaScript. This fragment is just raw included. Do I continue? Sorry? Ah, bigger, yeah, sure. This bigger? This? Can you see it? Oh? Yeah? Cool. Okay. Do I continue or do I go on with this crazy live coding thing? I do? Okay. This is gonna be horrible. This will end up with my code breaking, my browser breaking, my computer restarting, and that's well, I was going to see. Oh, this is responsive. Magic. Why? Well, responsive. Yeah, it is. What I was going to. Yeah. That as I told you that the CSS is being inherited, the JavaScript code is also being inserted inside the site, so you can use any library you publish in here. For example, I'm gonna make this thing bigger too. If I write, we got this variable in here that is the HTML element of the fragment, and if I do a console.log of this, you see that this is the actual fragment, and you can interact with it, modify it, or whatever. And you also have library APIs, for example. I'm going to use them because I'm not sure which other libraries we have in the default side, but I can use library and just logging things. So you see, I'm logging library, or here I think, well, language API. So I can say, I don't know if there's a translation for hi. No, it is hi, hello. Yeah, but my site is in English, so sure. Well, this is the language API, but my site is in English, so it's like not translating anything. But I don't know. You can use the library loader in here and load some library you have, or if you have React is not included. I hope so. No, there's no React. Hopefully. We do have jQuery for now. It's going to be deprecated. It's going to be deprecated. Sorry. Stop using jQuery. Stop using jQuery. I do think jQuery is awesome. I do think it, but for current JavaScript standards, I don't think it's really needed. But I do like jQuery. I'm not a jQuery hater. I don't know if you know a lot of jQuery things. I can use my jQuery to wrap the fragment. Does this exist? I don't know if this exists. Color? Blue. Yeah. And in here, magic, my fragment in here. Well, let me scroll this. My fragment is blue, magic, and this is this jQuery code acting. Okay, and I'm using jQuery included in the site. So this is the thing. Aye. It's beautiful. It's so nice. It's not because we did it, but it's beautiful. Yeah. Aye. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit further. Okay, so we can see the project. Where was I? Where was I? Ah, here. We've just created the fragment this project we are going to use to create fragments. Okay, and the project is in here. This is my code editor. Okay, you can use the editor you prefer. Okay, I'm using Visual Studio Code. I've tested it with Sublime. I haven't tested Atom, but that's awesome too. IntelliJ, Jetty, Notepad, Beam, Image, whatever. And if you don't have an editor for some reason, we have Visual Studio Code and Sublime in the US drives too. So if anyone needs a code editor, just tell us. Okay. And this project, by default, which contains is a SRC directory. Okay, this is only included if you say that you wanted to have default content. If no, you don't have it. But we will see how to add more fragments to the project afterwards. Okay, in this directory, what we have is a directory called sample collection. And why do we have this? Because I'm sorry, I'm having a call, and if I sound that like I'm drawing, it's because I am. Okay. We have this directory called sample collection, and this directory exists because fragments are organized in collections. They are just groups. I mean, excluding groups of fragments, and they just exist if you want to organize fragments inside collections. If you want to have a single collection with a bunch of fragments, it's fine. If you want to have a separated fragment, it's fine. We have a default collection too if you don't want to use them. But this is the meaning of a collection. Okay? And inside this directory, we got a collection.json file with the information for the collection. That is a name and an optional description. Okay? This name in here can be modified. This is not automatically, well, it is automatically generated code, but you can modify it. This code is yours now. For that, I'm going to call it sample collection. I don't feel original now. A, because yes. Okay. And this is all the code we need for a collection. If you want to create another one in here, even empty, you just can create another directory and add it, okay? But we'll see that there are generators for single collection and single fragments too. You don't have to write the code by hand, okay? And inside the collection, there's a fragment called sample fragment, okay? And the fragments, what it has is the fragment.json with information about the fragment, okay? That is its name. There's an optional description too, I think, or no? No, I don't think so. No, I'm pretty sure fragment doesn't have descriptions. It's just the name and the code. Okay. And 3 path configuration options. Okay, I suggest that you leave this way. Okay, these are just for us to identify which are the main files of the fragment. And this is because if you want to create a subdirectory or something with the code, you can just specify the new path in here and it will work. Okay, but if you don't need to, I encourage that you use this sample and just write in this. Can you see my mouse? Okay, write your code in these 3 files. Okay, and by default, these files contains just this thing. Okay, it's an empty boilerplate with a standard HTML, some JavaScript that you see that in here we are using this fragment element variable, and we are doing a query selector without jQuery, and some CSS. That is this does nothing. Okay, just for you to know that there's CSS in there. Okay, and this is the content of the code we are going to write. Okay, but also inside, I'm gonna pass the slide. Okay, inside the project there are some other files. Okay, there are these configuration files that if you have used front-end tools, you may know or not. It doesn't matter if you don't know them. Okay, this is a configuration for my editor. This is a linting configuration that is some tool that tells me if my code is well written or not. In fact, I'm gonna delete it for this workshop because I don't want it to annoy me. But it's a good recommendation to use. Okay. I don't know. This is a file that is important not to delete because if you want to add fragments or collection afterwards, these files tells us where is the project. Okay, but just keep it. Okay, and there is a package.json and a readme. Okay, and inside this package.json, there's a command called build. Okay, that calls this script that is included inside the project. Okay, the reason for including this compressing script inside the project is where we have two. One is flexibility, because as I told you, this is a work in progress. We are still testing how you need them, and also giving flexibility to you. So if you want to tweak or suggest some change, you can see which code we are using and manipulating. We are not going through this code, but it lives in here. So compress and a log. This look magic is console.log a lot of times. Okay, and this is the code of the project. And once you have created the project, this is yours. Just you can add any tool. You can use a preprocessor. You can use Babel. You can use Webpack. You can use anything. And the only thing we need is that before running this script, or you can create the C file if you want, we encourage that you keep this structure, okay? Because what we are trying is to define a standard way of keeping the different fragments. So afterwards, we can give you tools to publish or share them, okay? Yeah.
So I can put pretty much any dependencies I want in package.json. Right?
Yeah.
I could put like the React dependencies in package.json and therefore have a fragment that uses React.
Yes. What you have to understand is that if you write, if you install React in here, when we create the zip file, for now we are not compiling it, so React will not be included. I mean, you can put React in here, but you will need it inside the theme you are using.
Right, okay.
There is no automatic compilation.
It's not bundling up the dependency and then including that.
For now, it doesn't. But one of the goals I have, in fact, there's an issue in the generator project. I'll show you afterwards. But there's an issue that I want to create a build workflow, so you can do these kind of things, or preprocessing won't be that hard.
That might be another alternative to essentially NPM portals.
Yes. The reasoning is that the npm bundler is synced to create portlets, but we want to keep fragments. I mean, not similar, but they can be used somehow the same way, so you can use your same front-end tools, and you don't need to think like a Liferay way for creating them. So you
What I'm thinking is if you don't need anything from the portlet container, right? This
no,
would be an alternative way to do it.
yeah, yeah. The fragments are the best case of using fragments is that you won't create a site. You don't need much more backend code, or you can use the existing APIs, and you want to keep it simple. You don't need some Java code, some processing. You just want to create the content itself.
So that's on the roadmap.
No.
No, as in putting the dependencies and packaging the dependencies.
For now, it isn't. But the thing is that this project is living outside Liferay portal. So what we want to do is just to develop it separately and to make fragments smart no matter which library versions they are using. So you create your fragment and then put it inside Liferay and use it.
At the same time, I can use Liferay loading.
Yeah, you can. Sure. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, oh. This is the project we generated, and the first thing we are going to do is to use this first script we have inside the project, and for that, we are going to go to our terminal. We are seeing that in here we have this sample library fragments. We are going to go inside it and run npm run build. Okay, this command is because in here in our project we have this build script. Okay, so the npm command. I'm saying that. Oh, sorry. I'm saying this for people that doesn't know how npm works. Okay, when I write npm run build, what I'm saying to npm is look for a package.json, look for a build script, and run it. Okay, so I'm writing this, and what it does is just looking for collection of fragments inside our projects and putting them inside a zip file. Okay, that is the file that we will use to import to Library Portal. Okay, so in here, in our project, we now have this fragments.zip. Okay, this is the part I told I want to try to automate. Okay, so you don't have to be running this command again and again, or you can do more smart things, not just copy and zip them. Okay, because in this file, I'm gonna open it. You don't need to, but I'm gonna do it. I'm sorry you can see this. Okay, I can't zoom in, but I just want you to just want to show you that in here we just have our collection and our fragment with the code. There's no extra stuff in here. It's just the code we wrote. Okay, but now what we are going to do is go to Library Portal that is living in here, and I'm going to to import, not export. And for that, I go to the product menu, build section, page fragments, and in here I'm gonna delete it because you may don't have it. If you already create a fragment, it's in this menu import. Okay. If you haven't, I'm gonna delete this thing. Yep. Okay. If you haven't, it's in new import. Okay. We select the zip file and we are gonna press import. There's an option here that is override existing entries. That is the default behavior of Library Portal. That is, if there are fragments with the same ID, that in our case is the name of the fragment, okay, it will override their code and it will be changed in place. Okay, if we uncheck this checkbox, it will tell us there are some conflicts. We are not overwriting them. Okay, this is thing to be used like the live coding thing. I mean, like live coding. Like if you are changing the fragment and then re-importing, you don't need to think about overwriting. You just import and you see the result. And here we have the fragment. Okay, here is the code, the sample code. Okay. You also see that because I changed the name of the collection, in here I have sample collection 8, not sample collection. That was the original name. It is defined in here, in my project, in collection.json. Okay. And this is the fragment code. And if I want to change the fragment, what I have to do is to go to my project, just modify the code, and say here, I'm not gonna write hello Amsterdam because everyone did that before, so I'm gonna write hello random people. Yeah. I'm gonna build it again, npm run build.
One can make a kind of round trip if I export it and unzip the downloaded zip folder,
Uh-huh.
put it into the
For now, you can because we are not preprocessing, so you can export. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Yeah. I mean, if you want to do like using both sides, like importing a fragment, do some changing here and then export, you can. You can just in here you can either export everything. That is this option, or you can export the collection, or you can export the fragment, or you can even choose some fragments and in here export them. So you can export the code you need and override your editor. Okay. Okay. Well, I did it. I create the zip file and I'm going to import it again. And also, there's another thing. There's an import command in here. There's an import command in here too. It doesn't matter with what you use. Well, it doesn't matter. This is thinking to import fragments inside a collection. This is thinking to import collections with fragments. But the import backend is extremely smart. Pavel and Jorgen sitting right there below did it. And if you try to import here, but there are random fragments, it creates a default collection. If you try to import a collection here, it understands that it's a collection, so it is here. So don't worry if you don't know which import it is. Just use one of them. If you have a project, it will work. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna select my zip file again, and I'm gonna keep checked the override existing entries, and I'm pressing import, and I'll see that in here my fragment has the updated code. Okay, here's hello random people. Now it feels silly. The random people think, well, nothing. Sorry. Do I wait here or do I continue? I'm going on. Okay. So, this is what we did. We create the fragment. We made some changes. We rebuild the fragment and we re-import to Liferay portal. This is one of the parts I would like to write here. You don't need to rebuild. It's just there. But for now, there is. Okay. But for now, it's all about rebuilding. You write your code, you check it, you import it, you test it, and if you need to, you make some changes. And that's all we have to do once another time. Okay. And now, what we're going to do is to add another fragment to the project, because the project is for creating multiple fragments. You can create a project with a single one. There's no problem, but the project is synced, so you can have your own fragment library or so you can keep all of them together with your own tools. For so, what we are going to do is go to our project again, and I'm gonna write your library fragments, but instead of this, I'm gonna write fragment in here. Okay, this allows us to create a new fragment inside the existing project. So when I press enter, it will ask me the fragment name. I'm gonna call booster card because I'm going to create a booster card. And then I'm gonna leave the fragment description empty. And then it will ask me which collection do I want to use. I'm gonna create a new one because yes, and I'm gonna call it, I don't know, workshop component fragments. Sorry, component. No. With no description. And here we have. What it did is just get inside my project and create a new directory with the information I wrote and a new fragment with the information I wrote. Okay, so now we have a bootstrap card. And if I write, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. And if I run npm run build, you'll see that now we have two collections, each one with a single fragment. Okay, cool. And now what we're going to do is adding some code to this fragment. That is this thing. You can't copy this because you don't have the slides. So, but I'm going to write it by hand. Okay, in here, slowly, so we can all go together. Oh, I hate this. You know what? Give me a second because I have this. Yeah, perfect. Okay. I hope you can't see this. Yeah. Here, 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 here. Smaller, 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 smaller. I can do this smaller. Come on. Well, here. And this is not. I want to edit bootstrap card. This one. Okay. I'm gonna write the fragment code in here. Just you don't need to write the whole card, okay? It's just for showing you the different parts. Jurgen is gonna tell me something silently. I know, just stay here. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna put this code somewhere so you can copy. Thank you, Jurgen. Okay. I'm gonna put this code somewhere so you can copy. The thing is, I'm not a fan of copy pasting, but okay, this is a workshop, so I understand. Okay. Okay. Give me a second so you don't have to copy this whole URL. Sorry. Nice stuff. Nice stuff. Elephant. Okay. So if you go to bit.ly slash nice stuff LFR, you can copy the HTML code. Please tell me if you can or not. Okay. No need to hurry. Does it work? Okay. I'm gonna leave it here so you can copy, but I'm gonna write it by hand because yes. Card. And here I have my image with a class that is card img top. These classes are just bootstrap classes, okay? They are not Liferay code. I think some styles are overwritten by, well, not overwritten, how is it? Extended by Clay, but it's bootstrap. So in any site using bootstrap, this should work. Class, card, body. Card title. Card title. Title. Magic. Card text. Is fine. Okay, Navacho. Primary. I should have done some other coding, the live coding, because now this is boring, but I didn't have any extra idea. Okay. Did you already copy slash write the code? Oh, I did it. Did you copy the code? Say yes or no. Say yes or no. Okay. I guess. And now what we are doing is just run the build script again, and I'm going to import it to Liferay Portal. I'm going to say again, if I'm going too fast or you are lost or you need something, you need a hack or some whatever, just raise your hand, shout. This is a workshop. You have to interact with people. Okay. And now that I have imported the fragment.zip, and here I have two collections. the sample collection A, and the words of fragments with my booster card. And if I get inside, he's a booster. And the URL. Oh, sorry. My URL. What? Sorry. Sorry. I don't know where can I keep it. New window. Here it is. Forever and ever. Until I yeah. I love it. Here it is. The URL. The URL. Error. Yeah. Run build. And now. Ay. I want here. Yeah. Now I got it without the URL. Okay, this is the card with a lovely kitten. Do you like kittens? Who in here like cats? Come on. Okay. Here we have the kitten with the code we wrote, and we see that in here is what I said before. We are using Bootstrap classes, and because in here we are loading inside the preview all the theme code, well, the CSS, the JavaScript, the dependencies, we can use them. We don't have to write any CSS. We can, but if we don't need to, we can just leave it like this. And what we are going to do now is understand how fragments are going to be used. Because in here, okay, everything is quite easy. We wrote some code. We are seeing it inside the site. But this fragment has to be used. And we don't want to create a code that always shows card title, lorem ipsum, go somewhere. We want to make it editable. We want to make it personalizable. Personalizable? That's Spanglish, I think. Customizable? Something? Editable. Editable is fine. Eh? Customizable. Well, almost. I say okay. Customizable. So what we did is defining some special HTML tags to define this what we call editable areas. Okay, we want to make some parts of the fragment dynamic, so we just can write some placeholder text or placeholder images, but they don't have to be present at the final result. They can be customized by the by the marketer when they use the fragment, and we don't have to think which text is gonna be written, because in here we are playing the role of a web developer, not a content creator. Okay, so for that we created this tag that it doesn't exist in HTML, but it is a valid custom HTML tag. So it will be validated by any HTML validator, okay? You can use your own editor, and you can use HTML linting, and it shouldn't say anything bad about the tag, okay? So what we are doing right now is we are going, for example, for the image and wrapping it with a LFR editable tag. So we can say, I have an image, but I want this fragment to be editable. I want this image to be changed. I want a marketer to change this image if marketer wants. Okay, so I'm gonna go through my code, and what I'm gonna do is, sorry, the URL in here. Lot of stuff in the screen. Okay. Okay, what I'm gonna do is place an LFR editable a tag with an ID. I'm gonna tell you after this what this ID was, and a type that is image. Okay, because we are going to create an editable image. I'm gonna grab this image with the tag, okay? The ID, so you know, is a unique string to identify this tag inside the fragment. Okay, here you don't have to think about other fragments or other parts of the code. It's just so when we use the fragment, we can detect which editable we are talking about, and we can store it in database. Okay, so you can write here. I'm gonna write image, but you can write my image, and or you can write, I don't know, A, if you don't want to think about that. Okay, I'm gonna just leave image because there's only a single image in the card. Okay, and when we write it, okay, we can just regenerate. Oh, did everyone copy this code? Can I just? Okay, no, just can you copy the URL, please? So I don't have this window floating out. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm closing. If you need the URL, just tell me, please. Okay. Yeah. And what we are doing is just rebuild, reimport, and see the result. Ta, ta, ta. And the result, if we see the code, where's my image? In here. We see that we have the card, and what we did in the result is nothing. Okay, it's not that doesn't work, it's that LFR editable tags are things to be invisible. They are transparent to the user, and they are only meant to define the editable areas for marketers. So while we are developing a fragment, we don't want this tag to exist. We want to write our code, forget about it, and just say, this image is editable. And that's all. And what does this HTML tag does? When a marketer is using this fragment, it will allow him to change this URL, not by code, but with GUI tools. Okay, we'll see it afterwards. And what we are going to do now is define more editable areas. Okay, we are going to do that together. And in this bootstrap card, what we've done is define the 3 different editables we have right now. So you see the different use cases we have while creating a fragment. Okay, you'll see what I mean right now. For example, in here in my code, I got a card title that is an H5 tag. And I know I want this title to be changed. But I don't want the marketer to modify my classes because I already have a style prepared for this fragment. I want the marketer to focus on the content of the fragments. So what I'm going to do is create an editable tag, but just wrapping the content because I don't want him to create extra code. I don't need it. Okay, and I'm going to create an editable with the ID title because it's the card title. And with type, I have, sorry, I didn't say it. Okay, I have 3 options in here. We already used image, that is for images, okay? But there are 2 more. There is text, and there is rich text, okay? When we say text, we are thinking about just plain text. So we are only allowing writing that plain text without any HTMLs, any extra tags, and if the marketer tries to write some weird code, it will be removed. Okay, we only allow that text. Okay, and why do we use this type? Because this content is placed inside a card title, and we know that normally in a card title we don't want to allow any extra code. We don't need it. We know that the marketer we only write some, I don't know, this is some awesome site or something. He don't need to use paragraphs or lists or anything here. So we just allow him to write a line of content. Okay, but in here in this card text, we know that this content may be longer, maybe more complex, maybe it will have some italic text or some bold text or some lists or some paragraphs. So in here, because we don't want this class to be modified, we are writing the LFR editable tag inside with an ID of content, for example, and a type of rich text. Okay? And why do we call this rich text and not HTML, for example? It's because we don't allow here any HTML tag. Okay, we identify which tags are necessary, and we allow just typical content tags. As I said before, lists, images, bold text, italic text. I don't know. Oh, so I think maybe adding some extra tag inside. I mean, I'm blank, but I think you understand you understand what I'm trying to say. Just normal cause. There are no scripts inside. There are no styles inside. Okay. So in here we use rich text, and as the last editable, we have a special use case that is a button. And why is this a special use case? Because I want this content to be editable. I want to allow the marketer to place any text inside the button. But also, I've got a link in here. I don't want this button to do nothing. I want it to be customizable. I want to, thank you for the customizable word. I want the marketer to define where he wants this button to go to. Okay, so well, this is a use case we didn't thought about before 7.1. So for now, what we've got is this thing. And you'll see the result. I'm gonna create editable with type rich text 2. Okay, we don't have more types. We just have text, image, and rich text. I'm sorry, but I'm drawing here. Oh, sorry. And what does this does? When the marketer, that you will see now, is using this fragment, okay, it will have an instance of Alloy editor for manipulating this content. So because we are defining this as a button, he will have like a nice interface for changing either the content of the link or the link itself. Okay, we'll see it. Okay, but what we are planning for next versions is defining more editable types, and one of them will be the button type, because for now this is what we have. Okay, I'll show you that it sometimes is a little crazy, but it works. Okay, so now that we have all these 4 editables, what we are going to do is build. Okay, and go to portal and import and see the result. Okay, as I said before, these tags are invisible. Here I have my text, here I have my content, here I have my button, but they by default they do nothing. They're gonna do something when we are using the fragment. Okay, and finally now we are going to, well, this is the do you want me to share this the final code with the editable areas? Okay, I'm gonna copy it. I'm going to put it inside the same URL than before. Okay, in here, and I'm gonna editables. Okay, here you are. The URL was bit.ly slash nice stuff LFR. Okay, I'm gonna just write it. This is the URL. Okay, there are two files: the fragment content without the editables and the fragment content with the editables. Okay, and now that we have created this code, what I want to show you is how it is used by a marketer. Okay, we here we have to change our role, think that we are marketers, and we are going to try this fragment we've created. And for that, what I'm going to do is to go outside of the fragment administration and goes to the product menu, this, and I'm going to inside build pages. Okay, and in here, what I have is some pages, and I'm going to add another one. I'm going to make it public because why not? And this is important. While creating the page, now in Liferay 7.1, we have two different types of pages: the widget page and the content page. Okay, widgets, if you don't know that, are what we called before portlets. Okay, this is the new name we are giving to them. So with a widget page, you only can use widgets. You cannot add fragments inside them. But in a content page, we can use fragments. That is the new thing we are trying to explore. Okay? So we are going to create a content page. I'm gonna call it testing page, for example. And in here, I'm gonna leave it open so you. No, I can't. Okay, because these two sidebars are excluding one to the other. Okay, in here I have my two collections, and in here I have my booster card. So I'm gonna add it, and we'll see that this is the code we create, but there is some difference. That is in here, for example, because I define this as uneditable, I can just click, and just guys, I can modify the content. So I can write, this is the bootstrap card I am using right now. Okay, and I don't have to think about the code that is being generated or how this is being stored. I'm just using a fragment that has some editables that I may don't know, and I can change them. And because this part of the code is defined as rich text, I can also write, I don't know, I can mark this as bold, or I can just write hi. This is a list, and I can hi, by, or so. Okay, I can just add custom content in here. But this one was defined as text, not rich text. So if I try to just insert new lines or changing some code, I cannot. I just can write a car title without any extra HTML tags. Okay. For this image, because it's an editable of type image, what I can do is just click, and I'll have an image selector. I don't need to write the URL of the image. I can just select an image. I don't think if I have any. Sorry, but I didn't thought about this. Do you have any image somewhere over the rainbow? What? Sorry?
So instead of uploading one, just take one from the site.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't have. You know what? I'm gonna use an URL because I can. Cut. I'm gonna put another cut in here. Oh, they're lovely. Oh, this one. I'm gonna copy the link, and this had this functionality that I put the. Did I copy the image link? No. Yeah. This is the image, and it's uploaded automatically. Okay, so I can use this image, and it's included inside the card directly. Okay. So this is how our fragments are being used. We just wrote our code. We just use this custom tag that is called Liferay Editable, and they are ready to be used. We don't have to write any extra code. So, but what we are thinking, what we may be thinking now is what if we can do some mixed content? Because I told you that there are these widget pages and there are these content pages. What if I want to mix them? What if I want to use widgets? Okay. The thing is that you can use widgets inside fragments, and we did this thing because we thought, what if I want to do a fragment that includes, for example, a menu or a form, and I want to include it inside a content page? And for that, what we did is creating a custom tag, well, a custom set of tags that allows us to include widgets inside a fragment. And these tags are LFR, widget, and something. Okay, the name of the widget itself. You tell me.
What about the other way around?
Yes, that's a question we always have, and I love to answer this way. Okay, we tried, and it was possible, but it's not included in 7.1, and the reason is that we tried to include a widget inside a fragment. Okay, and we create a widget that was called fragment display, I think, that allows including a fragment inside a widget so you can use it in a widget page. But there was a use case that it was that you could use a fragment display widget with a fragment which contains a fragment display widget with a fragment which contains a fragment display widget with a fragment which contains. Do you know where I'm going to? Yeah. And it was really headache managing those cases, and the portal went crazy because this was an infinity loop. I know that happened only if you want to, but we had those cases, and we wanted before to understand how fragment were how.
You can include fragments on widget pages, can't you, using the fragment widget?
No. That isn't included in 7.1. I mean, we tried, but we removed it because it went crazy. There was some code that was invalid. Fragments were expecting CSS from the side, but portlets normally they are isolated. So there was some crazy thing in there, and that's the reason.
So if you want to include a portlet in a fragment, then you use this.
Yes, I'm going to sue it, but the other way around, for now, it isn't available.
As long as there's one way to do it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying we are not going to do that. I'm saying that we didn't. It's for those reasons. Okay. So with these tags, that for now there are 16. I think I checked it like a couple of weeks ago inside Liferay Portal. We can include different widgets inside the fragments. There's please Pavel or Jürgen that are over there. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I think the only requirement is that those widgets have to be instantiable. Is that to be included inside a fragment or no? Yeah, it's the only one. Yeah, because a widget inside a fragment needs a configuration, so we need to have different instance. So if the fragment is being repeated, there's no conflict. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Apart from that, the only thing you need to do if you want to make your portlet or your widget available for fragments is this thing that I want you to show because it's just a line of code. Okay, is yeah, this thing. If you add this line of code to your component configuration with the name of the tag you want to use, that widget will be available.
That's it.
That's it.
So that's in your annotation.
That's the annotation. Then I mean, there may some conflict appear or so, but by default is this thing. And when we try to adapt some fragments to some widgets to be using fragments, it was that easy. Yeah, yeah, it's really cool. So if you already have developed any super complex widget that you want to reuse in a content page, they are.
I'm going to do that.
Okay, tell me if it failed. Fingers crossed. Do you want me to do you want to copy the URL or the code?
Just do exactly the every bit thing. Just
I just if you search in Google library fragments, I think it's fragments develop. The first result, at least for me, is developing page fragments. It's inside the library documentation. Did you find it?
no, because I put library, not life.
Oh, that may be a reason.
Yeah, but
Okay. In here in this document, there's a section that is called uh, fragment specific tags. And at the end is embedding your widget in a fragment. Okay, so give a try. Okay, so what we are going to do now is to try it. Okay, we are going to create a sample fragment with a navigation widget inside that will be like a header, for example. Okay, so I'm going to return to my terminal and I'm writing npm, npm no, yo library fragments fragment, and I'm going to create a navigation header, for example. No description, and I'm going to place it inside workshop fragments. Okay, code created, and now I'm not going to give you this HTML because it's a line. Okay, it's not that much. I'm going to go to the HTML, and what I'm going to add is LFR widget now. Okay, this is the only code you need. This. And also there's a reasoning for having this tag. I mean, we could write this tag, but this doesn't work. Okay, the way we write widgets inside a fragment is this, and the reasoning is the following. This when we are writing custom HTML tags, the specification of HTML says that we have to write them this way. So if we try to write this thing,
try to close it.
any linked tool will tell you that this is not valid HTML, and we wanted to keep it just as standard. So this is the way we write widgets. That's the reason. It's not because you can place content in here. This will be substituted by the widget afterwards. Okay, so once we wrote it, do you have it? The LFR widget? Oh, sure. There? Is that better or worse? Ah, sorry. I just wrote this code for creating the new fragment. Okay. This is just writing the fragment name, and I chose this collection, but you can choose whichever. And then I wrote the code inside my navigation header index.html. Is that cool? Shall I continue? Okay. So now I'm just importing it again to library portal. Okay, I'm gonna write npm run build and do the same process. I'm gonna keep it here. This is the code I wrote. But this is ugly. Okay, that thing. This is the code I wrote, and I'm gonna go again to library portal, to build, to page fragments, and import in here. Okay, I'm gonna move it just a second. Okay, it's done. And in here, I have this fragment. Okay, this is the navigation. And if I go to the code, I'll see that in here I have this tag that I wrote that is LFR widget nav. But in the preview, what we are seeing is a navigation menu. So what it did is while showing the fragment in the backend is change this tag with the actual widget. Okay, this is the only pre-processing, if you want to call so, that we do is changing a tag by the content of a widget. Okay, there's no extra things in here. And if I use this fragment inside a page, we will see that this widget is configurable. Okay, we'll see the configuration. We can display, in this case, any menu we want, and we can change the style and that things. Just the same way if we use it as a standard widget. Did it work? The custom widget. Ah, okay. So, okay. So I'm gonna show you how this works exactly. Okay. I'm gonna go again to the page I used before. It's this testing page. I'm gonna edit it, and in here, at the end, I'm gonna to ask this fragment we created. And we see that in here we have this text that is fixed because I didn't wrote the editable tag and this poorly. But if I hover it, what I see is a configuration. And if I press, I go to the widget configuration, and I can do exactly the same things that I could do using it as a standard widget. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there, and that it is. Well, this party was showing you, and I want to insist that this is work in progress. Okay, I want to improve how we are building fragments. I would like to tell you that we are automatically deploying. I will make this process much easier. So if you have any suggestion, any problem you found, anything you think you would need, just tell me, tell Marcos, tell Jürgen, Pavel, tell anyone from our team, and we'll listen to you. Okay. So my idea at the end of the workshop is showing you. Well, this is the URL for the Geoman generator, so you can see the actual code and add an issue if you want. And this is a fragment collection. No, some fragment collection that Marcos created that are really awesome, that are made with Bootstrap classes, and we tried them, and they are really cool. Do you want to show them the? Oh, do I open it or download or import?
Sí, puedes decir que lo abran. Ah,
Okay, if you want to
I'm on.
open this link, okay, I'm gonna open it. Yes, in here. Can you still see? Yeah.
Can you make it bigger?
What?
Más grande.
Ah, sure. Better?
Yeah. As you can see, there are 4 collections. So if you are in this URL, we can use the GitHub option to generate a zip.
Yeah, in here.
Where is?
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's
Download the zip and import it. It's going to be super fast.
okay. I don't know if I can keep all the windows at the same time. It's hard. No, not this. Import. Yeah. Here they are.
Yeah.
Here.
So you should
Do I
see
use
something
the-
like that. Yeah. We are there?
Do I use a page or?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna.
And then we are gonna use them in a page
Okay.
to see them in
Which one?
action.
The content.
All of them.
All of them.
Yes. Why not?
Okay. Let me remove this. I'm gonna.
We have a
alert-
collection for
alert
alerts.
success. I'm gonna use car simple limit 3. This is ugly at this size. Car simple limit 2. That's better.
And the one.
And the jump button left. And the footer.
O
Sí.
estarán viendo el-
Better.
No, no, dale.
Sí. The footer.
Voy a ver.
Okay. And the header. I'm gonna move it right up the top. Where is it? Okay. Okay. And if I hide it, here it is. And in here we see we have a navigation widget, and in here we have another one. Each one with its own configuration, and all of on all this content is editable. Okay, so I can change here. I can add some bold text in here. I don't know, change this to underscore. I can change this. This is a link. I can point it to Liferay.com, for example. And I don't know. Yes, and I'm gonna. Okay.
We have a question here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's LFR widget and the name you choose. Yeah. Yeah.
Like in a grid or something. Like in a grid.
Like you given a demonstration that how to create a card. Is that possible to create it repeating?
Yeah. Yeah, you can create a grid.
Well, and this is.
Like any lemon user can
Does it work?
create them repeating.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is also possible.
it should.
Then it's good. Oh, yeah.
Okay, and the page I created is in here.
Right now we can
I'm gonna-
create grids inside there.
Yes, you do make a big fragment segments.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. You can see
Okay.
content, for example. We have to create the difference.
I'm just putting some content inside this editable. Okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Pablo is working on it. So, if you want to ask directly, Pablo,
You tell me.
people is asking about the grid inside
The grid.
a grid, a bootstrap grid, columns.
Yes. What we have for now is that fragments are just a single. They live in a single column. Okay, so for now, if you want to use grid, what you can do is just include a bootstrap code and do grid inside the fragment. For example, we got this fragment that consists in two cards, one next to next to each other. We know that this is a huge limitation for now, one of the things we are already working in for 7.2 is allowing using widgets for fragments, okay, and they will make them much simpler. But for now, they are only available in a single code. Okay. Did it work or
Kind of.
kind of?
Yeah. So I've got a React portal.
Okay.
Most of it's rendering.
Uh-huh.
It's not quite the same behavior on get monitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting some sort of 404, but I've been working on it.
Okay. Can you show me it after so I see what is missing? So if we can do something with that. Or...
I'll try and look at it. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
I think it might be because I've not. No,
The
I
thing.
don't think I've exposed the API. I might just have to need to do that.
Okay. The thing is what we are trying to do is make fragments as transparent as possible. So we like that you can include any portlet you are using, any widget. Okay. I don't know what I'm. Yeah. If you see this page I created, this is already available in my site. So if I open, I'm gonna open an incognito window. In here, I see that all the fragments I add are included inside the page. And if I do some live editing, no, this is not sorry. If I do some live editing here, for example, change this by my awesome company, this is automatically saved. So if I visit again the URL, if I reload, here's the content, right there with this URL. And also one thing we can do is that here I have a header, but over there's library header too. So what if I want to do all my content with just with fragments? Okay, for that you can either create an empty theme, or you can create a theme with options. That is this case. Okay, if I go not in here but to my theme, I need to be logged in to change this, and I configure this page. I can say just allow me hiding everything and allow me just showing my fragments. And if I save it, you'll see that in the result we are seeing just the fragments we created. So you can create a page just using fragments, or you can combine it with the wrapper you create for the theme, or the need, or whatever the need you have. Okay, and this is still there. Other features we have inside fragments, for example, is that when we are editing a content page, we can add also translations. Okay, if I want this fragment to be available in the Spanish version, for example, I can just switch the language and write here mi compañía increíble, and this has already been translated and saved into database. So if I go to my site and I reload, I see that it's still English, but if I go to the Spanish URL, I see that the fragment is translated. Okay, this is the kind of features I meant when I say that fragments are specific for creating content. Because of this, we can think about which needs will the marketer have while using them. So we only had to add the editable areas, and now we have live editing, we have live translating, we can change HTML with an editor. So this is the kind of features we are trying to explore with this. There's also, so I go through display pages or not? I don't know what is How much time do we have left?
There were
Si no, sigamos el tema. La cosa tan chula que tenemos.
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Okay. There's another feature. I'm going to just tell you that it exists, but I'm not going to show it because we don't have that time. That is display pages. That is the case of exploring what if this content I want to show is dynamic content. What if in here I want to show the content of an article I wrote, of a web or a web content I have. We've got a concept that is called display pages that is about creating like a template for the content that is being added to Liferay Portal. So we can create a display page with some fragments and then do what we call a mapping of the fields of a content. So it can be used to show them. Okay, this is a feature we also have. And I'm gonna to show you also some real use case. Okay, with Library Community Edition. No, it's not including Library Community Edition, but it's available in the marketplace. Okay, Marcos created a sample site called Fjord that includes some fragments that are also ready to be used and that are a really good example of what you can do with fragments. So in here I have a site that I created just importing the Fjord theme from the marketplace. And here is one of the results we can get with fragments. Okay, I'm gonna show you just here. Okay, this page is done entirely with fragments. So although we know we have the limitation of having a single column, right now, for example, for landing pages, fragments are perfect because it's just creating this HTML content using the CSS you have in your theme, and here you go. Okay, this is a page made with fragments, and I can show you that here we can actually edit it and see here library fragments workshop. Okay, if I edit here and I reload, oh, did I save library fragments workshop? Did I save the why is not being because I'm the Spanish side, sorry. Here. Now I have to root US. What the come on. I cannot go to the now we go. Okay, I couldn't write the proper URL, but here we have it. Okay, if I've changed it, and in here I can also, I don't know, make everything bold because I'm crazy. For example, yeah, here it is. Okay. So if you want to try it, you can look for a Fjord theme. This is the name inside the marketplace, and there you have some examples of fragments you can write. Okay. So we've got 9 minutes. If you want to ask something or try something, or yep. Searchable. I'm going to repeat every question because they told me so. Okay. Uh, you're asking if fragments are searchable. You mean the code of the fragment? I mean, if you can search for the fragment, the name of the fragment, or what are you saying? Uh, I think for now it isn't, but is Jordan and Pavel there? No, I think they left. I think for now it isn't, but it's a feature we are trying to add to for 7.2. Okay, so the content is not indexed, the editable areas content. The pages itself, they are indexed. I mean, you can look for a content page, but you can't look using their content. Okay. Yep. Do, do you mean the ID of the fragment or the ID of the editable? The editable. The idea of the editable is just for us to know to identify the editable areas inside a fragment. So if you use the same fragments twice or thrice or many as much times as you want, it doesn't matter because we identified it with the ID of the fragment instance and then the ID of the editable. So you don't have to think about which IDs are you using in different fragments or so. It's just for you to know. The the idea of the ID is that if you change the code of the fragment and move the editable to other place or remove it, we can identify where the editables are. And if you, for example, change a button from one place to another, we still have stored the content of the editable. So if a marketer has already used that fragment, they won't lose their content. They can keep it. Any other question? Sir, can you repeat, please? Yeah, they already asked me. I'm sorry, there isn't right now because I thought there was somewhere in Jira with the list, but we've already opened an issue to update the documentation, so you can have the list. Probably will be inside the developer documentation, but for now, I'm sorry, it isn't. What you can do, this is a hacky thing, but what you can do right now is look for the tag you can add to the frame, and you will see the 16. Okay, but we will add it as soon as possible. I don't know which. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of. Sorry. Um, I'm gonna kind of repeat. She asked me about the fragments permission and the editable permissions and how we can regulate how fragments are created, used, edited, and so. Okay. For now, the roles we create for designer, marketer, and web developer they are symbolic. Okay. They are a way to understand how they work, but these roles doesn't exist. The permissions you can configure is the access into the different sections. But currently, we don't have permissions for specific, for example, editing editable areas or adding fragments or so. We do not have. Okay, it's just I mean, they are built with the with libraries permission system, but we don't have a specific permissions for mother side building. Okay. Yep. To integrate fragments with what? Sorry. Into OGI models. Yeah, good question. Currently, fragments. Well, currently, no, not currently. We are trying to treat fragments as part of the aside content. Okay, so that's why the fragment section lives inside the site configuration. So when we are developing them, importing them, we treat them as a zip file because there's no OGI module. Okay, what you can do is either treat a fragment with the whole site and import the whole site that is an LPKG um, element, or you can define a module with default fragments that can be imported. But by default, they are content. Okay, can be created, and you don't need to define a OSGI module for using them or import. Okay. Yep.
What if I have like multiple virtual products and I want to provide the fragments to each and every virtual product, like each and every customer?
I have a problem here that I don't know what a virtual portlet is. Is that what? Do you know what a virtual portlet is? Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh. So with virtual, you mean that they are not actual portlets? You just. Uh huh. But. Uh huh. You mean sharing them between different sites or using them inside a portlet of a single site? For every customer. Okay. For now, they fragments live inside a site. So if you want them to be available for every customer, you have to have a zip file or a custom site template and use them inside each of them. I mean, they. I don't know if do you know if they can be placed inside the global site? I don't think so. Okay, Irish. Yeah, yeah. So you don't have to import them to each site to use them. Yeah.
Yes, basically it's just export import in the sites that it's going to use them. There's a work in progress so that fragments can be created at global site so they can be shared in multiple sites. That's work in progress for the roadmap. But for now, it's just export and import in the other side. The next version comes around maybe
It's mid.
it's mid next year, so for 7.2, and then every year we want to have a new version of Liferay.
Yes.
So that's the plan, and maybe also in some fixed packs or service packs for GA, then we are thinking about that too.
Yes.
Yes, but for now it's only export import.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, Jorgen is part also of the web experience team. He's a backend developer, so if you want to ask him things, you can. Because these specific things about how they can be used, they probably know much more than me. Yep. So, anything else? Okay. Well, so thank you so much for coming.